Hello, Divine and God Ministry family. How are you today? I hope you've had a triumphant Tuesday. This is your Reverend Edwina Perrin coming on to let you know there will not be a Tuesday Talks tonight. I have been under the weather, but I did want to come on and tell you just thank you for your support. I love you all. Thank you so much, Divine and God Ministries family and the Divine Watchman Facebook group. I greatly appreciate you all. Continue to lift me up in prayer. I have to preach Saturday, the word of A, so I thought it would be best that I take rest. I want to be my best on February the 8th. Those of you who live near McCormick, Plumridge, Edgefield, Augusta, Clarksville, Abbeville, Greenwood, come out to hear your Reverend Edwina Perrin. Hear what the Lord has given me at Mount Lebanon Baptist Church in Parksville, South Carolina. I will post the flyer again if you want the address on there. So I am excited for this opportunity. I hope to meet you all there. Since I'm not coming on tonight, I wanted to leave you with a word. And I wanted to leave you with Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, starting at the first verse, all the way probably to the 7th verse. And you all, this is a favorite or a familiar passage. And what I want to talk to you about is speak to it. Speak to it. Open your mouth and speak to it. And so in Ezekiel 37 chapter, it talks about the dry bones. Some of you all feel like you're in a dry place. Some of you feel like you're in a place of stagnant and that God is not hearing you. Some of you feel like you're in a place that, oh my God, I don't know how I'm going to get out. Well, you're not supposed to know who get out. God is supposed to get you out. And in this chapter, Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, the 1st through the 7th verses, I truly like when it says in verse 4, then he said to me, prophesy to these bones and say to them, dry bones, hear the word of the Lord. This is what the sovereign Lord says to these bones. I will make breath enter you and you will come to life. I will attach tendons to you and make flesh come upon you and cover your skin. I will put breath in you and you will come to life. Then you will know that I am Lord. So I prophesied as I commanded. And as I was prophesying, there was a noise, a rattling sound, and the bones came together, bone to bone. I looked, the tendons and the flesh appeared on them, and skin covered them, and there was no breath in them. And if you go on, I want you to read on there. I want you to read the rest of this. Speak to your dry situation. Whatever you may be going through and you feel like it is a dry situation, whatever you're going through and you feel like, oh my God, I just don't think God is answering me, he's not hearing me. I want you to take time to realize that God does hear you. God is answering. He's never late. He is never late. He will answer on his time. We have to trust his time and we have to continue to pray. Prayer is a passport to spiritual power. Let me just say that. Prayer is a passport to spiritual power. Continue to pray. Go back and read these verses right here and go back and read Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, where it talks about the dry bones and how they connected. If God can speak to bones and they connect that to come together, the tendons, the muscles, what can he do to your problem? He can do so much. You just got to trust him and have faith. So when you get a chance, go read Ezekiel, the 37th chapter. And actually read the entire chapter where he begins to talk about how he prophesied to the bones. So the bones were dry. They were dead. So know that God can speak to your problem and raise it. Know that God is the sovereign one. God is the almighty one. God is the God of honor, God of worthy. God deserves us. He deserves our praise. He deserves our worship. He deserves it. And we ought to be grateful to give it to him because of the fact that, one, if you're watching this video, he woke you up this morning. Two, if you went to work and you're back home, he started you on your way and dispatched angels of protection and you were able to come back home and reach your destination without harm. So I say all this to say, I love you all, and continue to just study your word. Continue to enlarge your prayer life, and continue to know that God will take care of me. He will never leave me nor forsake me. So when you get a chance, go back and read Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, where it talks about the dry bones. If he can speak to the dry bones and the dry bones come back, what can he do to your problem? I need you to reflect on that. I love you all. Pray for my strength. Pray that I feel better. Continue to just read your word and continue to just share testimonies. I love you all. Have a great Tuesday. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.